I wonder, to see the comments, we might need to open up the YouTube thing. I guess I can always just tell you what the question is. Hey guys, come hang. We're just getting set up. I'm making sure I can see your comments. It's me and Sam, remote. Technology is wild. Sam, we can only see half your face right now.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what? I'm trying to find this. Says we're doing it. Hey guys, I promise this will be fun soon. We're just getting everything set up. Oh man. Okay, it says we're live now, so I think it's working. I'm waiting for the chat to come up. Hey people. Hi guys. Looks like I think people are in here. Yeah, we're getting like hearts and stuff. How's everybody doing today? This is our first YouTube live stream, so bear with us as we get used to what the deal is. Currently trying to make sure I can see the chat window. There it is. If you got any questions, put them in there. Hi. Great. Cool. Okay, I think I've got a workable setup now. Sam, if you want, have you figured out how to pull up these comments?
No.
So you're gonna go to the link on our Twitter for this, and put it into your computer.
Amazing.
And then you should be able to see under the video a running chat thing scrolling in through. You figure it out?
No, but I'm just laughing. I love technology. Okay.
Wow, Annabelle has been doing homeschool all day with this as her motivation. We are so happy for this to be your reward at the end. I'm a super reward-based worker, personally. We're doing okay with quarantine. I've definitely been starting to get a little stir-crazy at this point. It's weird how the weeks start to blend into each other. How are you doing with quarantine, Sam?
You know, every day is a new journey. I think it's a day by day thing. Some better than others.
Yeah, I feel like this week has gotten harder for me. It's also just like I always have really bad allergies at this time of year, and that's been super annoying to have happening in a time of pandemic.
Who disliked our live stream already? That's crazy. We haven't even started.
I feel like every video on YouTube has
Trash.
like 2 to 3 dislikes, and it's unclear who these people are that don't like things.
Yeah, what the hell,
But
man? You don't even know us.
um, let's see. Let's answer. We have a few quick questions here, and then we can get into the EP breakdown. Um, the Mateus is asking about dream features. Those that know me know that I've been praying. I've been trying to work with Drake for the last 5 years, and will continue to for the rest of my life. So that's one. We also have some songs right now that we're really wanting JID or Smino or somebody like that on. We love YBN Corday a lot. Love Leaky Leaf 47 a lot. We've been trying to get some rap features. Um, this is great. These
Missy
comments are
Elliott.
flowing. Oh,
Love this
God.
feature too.
Missy Elliott followed us on Twitter like 4 or 5 months ago, and nothing else has come of it. But Missy Elliott followed us on Twitter.
Yeah, she is a legend. That'd be amazing.
I feel like there was one more question, and then we can get into a breakdown. David Tilley asked what drum machine I used on Down. We're about to get into how I do my drums today. We're going to go through the EP, not necessarily Down, but I do my drums in Reason. That's the drum machine, I think. I think Down was probably Reason's Kong drum machine. Glad to see we have some sympathy, some other allergy people in the comments. Makes me feel less alone.
Lord and Disclosure too. They'd be amazing.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, Lord was
that'd be incredible.
Her like Love Club EP came out like right like the year before we started, so that was like a big influence for sure. Man, there's a lot coming here. Sam, your neighbors are watching. How fun.
Hi. How many people think Marian Hill's a person? A lot of people. Yeah.
Hi, Marian.
It's so funny. We get it. You know.
We're working on a new album right now. Maybe later down the line we can, not in this chat, but we could play bits of songs and see what your favorites are. We do a little A&R session now that we're learning how to be on live. All right. I mean, people have started so we can start with people asked. Someone asked if there is an overarching concept for the EP. So, Sam, do you want to kick us off with that?
Yeah, I think, there's sort of like a common sort of theme about getting older and sort of jumping off into sort of a new place in your life and embarking on the next chapter. I think Jeremy and I are lucky in that we've been doing this for so long. And with that comes a lot of experience, some amazing, some not so great. And I would say like there's a lot of sort of our own personal experience infused in this record too, especially for Jeremy, with No One Knows, which she can.
I'll talk about when we get there.
Yeah, but
it's reflective.
And memory too. Yeah.
It's reflective. I'd say we had some time and we stood outside of it all and looked back at things. And I think, and that's why we titled it. But the song that most embodies that feeling is "Was It Not."
Yeah.
And Was It Not is, Was It Not, we said this a few times, but it feels like a song that we always wanted to make and finally figured out. I feel like it started, every now and then I get ideas in bed. I'll be like lying in bed either in the morning or at night before bed, and I'll hear an idea and record it on my phone. And I heard this chord progression, these like alternating piano chords, and brought that into the studio. Did we just hear like a revving car?
Yeah.
Yeah, the streets are going crazy. Yeah, and
it shouldn't be.
People drive fast and there's lots of sirens. lots of ambulances in New York City right now. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like the writing process for it was really easy. I remember I had the chorus melody from my voice memo, and I think you started singing the verse stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sam, there's
Yeah.
already some
One of my
requests for
favorites.
you to sing a little bit of Was It Not? I know it's one of your favorites to sing. Do you want to give us just like a
Was it
little bit of
not?
the beginning?
Am I coming in clear though? Like it feels like it's still so behind, but I can certainly try.
Don't worry about that.
Um, okay. Uh, yeah, the beginning. It is one of my favorite songs to sing, and I'm super excited to be able to do it live with them. I've been around the world more than once. You said it's something we should do. I found a Polaroid crumpled at the bottom, and I couldn't tell if it was you. Was it May on the lake? Was it not? Everything is a dream I forgot. When we stayed in LA, was it hot? Everything is a dream I forgot.
Beautiful.
I could go on, but Jeremy, break it down. Thank you.
Yeah, so now I'm going to dive into a little of the production on the song. And I think this is going to work great. We practiced this a lot, but bear with us if any issues happen. So, bam. This is the session file for Was It Not. I make everything in Reason by Reason Studios. You can download it for free on their website as a trial. So one thing to start that I thought would be cool to look at is the piano, which is obviously, there's not that much going on in Was It Not. You can see kind of all the tracks right here, and that's it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 tracks. And the piano's the foundation. And a fun thing with the piano is, so I'll show you how I've processed it. So the piano on its own sounds like this. And it's this instrument in Reason called radical piano, which I love. So there's basically 3 different pianos up here: home grand, deluxe grand, and upright. And then you have all these different mic options, and you can blend them. So this is a jazz miking of a deluxe grand. And then I've turned the character way down to subdued, so it has this light texture. And one of my favorite things to do with this is in this mechanics part here, I can turn way up the key sounds and the pedal sounds. So you get that really cool pedal pickup. You can hear that sound. The keys going down. That cool choco. But obviously, if you know this song, you'll notice that that's not what the piano sounds like in the song. So the first thing we add is this Valhalla Vintage Reverb, which is a classic. Valhalla plugins are great. They're only like $50. And with the reverb, it sounds like this. It's really floating in space. And then the favorite touch for me is this guy. This is called Polar Dual Pitch Shifter, and I use this on everything. It comes with Reason. And what I've done here is pitched it down an octave and panned it to both sides. And when I add this, piano gets this cool underwater sound. So Yeah, that's the deal with that. Let me see. Is there anything else fun? I guess we can look at the chop. Um, Sam, are there any other production elements in the track that you particularly enjoy and would like to take a look at?
Ooh, I mean, I love that. I love the chorus. I love the sub in the chorus.
The sub.
Feels like I'm being submersed in like a deep ocean. Oh God, you would know better than me.
No, that sounds
But yeah,
great. Um, the sub is pretty simple. That's going to be this
if it's not that
section.
interesting, then maybe the whole drum pattern in general. Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm being like submerged.
Yeah, so
Living
that
life.
big boom you can see here. It's actually I've got to move it under my face. Sorry, y'all. Um, now you should be able to see. Um, it's a combinator instrument and reason, which means you combine a bunch of things. It's called Sub Wish You Would. It's a modified version of the sub from our song Wish You Would from Unusual. Folks know that. Um, you can see the sample here is a Lex Luger kit sub, which producers will know. It's called Lex Trunk Shaker. I've got it in a sampler, and then there's Polar again. So again, I've pitched this down too, but I also have the regular signal still there. So let's try to put this on solo, and I'll take off the Polar. So still pretty beefy, but when we add the Polar, I don't even know if that's, it probably depends on your speakers if that's translating, but the extra juice is way down here. Oh, I actually have it, I have it up. That's what I'm doing, so you can hear the pitch better. I have it up. So the pitch information becomes a little clearer with it on. And then let's see, let's look at the drums real quick. These drums I just dragged in, I think. The snare has a really nice echo on it, just an echo boy situation, which gives you this. Then obviously the piano's going. Yeah, here's the kick stuff. I'll zoom in on this a little bit for you guys. Where's this pattern start?
Someone asked us what our favorite chord is. An interesting question. Come back to.
I mean, I have a favorite chord voicing. I'm not totally sure how to represent it. But I'm always doing the root of a chord and then the third but up an octave. If that makes sense to people. And sometimes I'll do the root in the fifth and the lower octave and the third up top. That's like, and that's been what I do since one time. I should probably switch it up a little bit, and I do, but I love that. So here we've got the kick pattern. This kick crazy stutter thing is something I made and now use all the time and pitch down and around. It's a lot of fun. So the kick. And then I think lastly I'll show you these hats, which I really like. So this is actually kind of rare for me to do hats with an arpeggiator, but I did hats with an arpeggiator. It's fun. You can kind of just like hold it down and then mess with the rate here. And these hats also, you may have noticed, have a delay on them, which is again Echo Boy. And I've got Ozone Imager on them too, which is great for making things wider and more stereo. So we can just listen to these hats on their own. So what's happening there is that the delay is on the 16th note, which is what the hats are doing. So whenever the hats deviate from the 16th notes, then we get this crazy explosion flutter thing. And all together, of course. And those are the chops. Sometimes I do them a lot of ways, and this song I think I do them in all the ways. But the most obvious one is just literally chopping. I think there we're doing like some fun formant shifting. Reason has this great pitch software, so I can, yeah, this has been formatted 5 down. So that's how you get the was it. That sounds like gas being lit on a stove. I love that. And yeah, I came across Reason. It just came with, I got a M box when I was a kid, and it came with a bundle of software, and Reason was one of the things. Last thing, I'll show you this little, the other way I chop stuff, which is playing samples in Octo-Rex, which is a Reason sample player. And you have all the slices here, and that's what's doing the chut. Was it not? Was it not? Awesome. So that's a little dissection of Was It Not. Let's talk about the next song on the EP, which is, I believe, Take a Number.
Yeah.
Right? We know our track list.
Do we? I actually don't know.
I guess we could also quickly, like, for those that don't know or couldn't get from the song, like, Was It Not is about, what's going on here? Was It Not is about having a relationship in your past that you don't feel bad or good about. We loved the ambiguous feeling of it all. And exploring a song, I feel like songs so often are like, especially if it's about someone in your past, it's either like, I miss you and wish you were still here, I want you back, or like, I'm glad you're gone, I'm glad you're in my past. And to do something with this song that was way more ambiguous, that's more of like a feeling of like, it was nice to be with you, but I was different then, and I don't want to go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always trying to find new feelings to write about, and this was a really exciting new one.
And I feel like this song like really feels like sort of the lyrics imply, like it really does feel like a dream a lot of ways, sonically.
Yeah.
Which I love.
And I love, we did a fun thing lyrically where like, it's just a moment. Like you find the picture, you look at it, you think about what once was, and then you put the picture away. And that's the whole song. Like it's a moment as long as the song is probably, but you go to expansive places in your mind.
Yeah.
Take a Number was the first song. Will you ever do a song with Zendaya? Sorry, we're just gonna keep like occasionally checking in with the comments. I love Euphoria. Doing a song with Zendaya would be a dream. Shout out Zendaya. She's an amazing actor. I hope I said her name right. Yeah, Take a Number is like a classic Marian Hill concept. This one is a little less tied up in memory, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take a Number is bold. Take a Number does sort of like feel like an extension of like dark and like it's kind of smoldering and confident.
It all came from, a lot of the time when we're writing, it comes from the beat, like at least because we're vibing to the beat and singing things, and we're like, okay, what does this need to be about? And Take a Number is so in your face. I feel like we knew it had to be a swag song pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's started. Well, I'll walk through all the beat stuff in a sec. I'm trying to think of what other stuff there is to talk about before we get into that. I mean, the salty little snack lyric. I think I pitched the start of it, and you were like, "Can we do that?" and we got excited about it pretty quick, and then we were just like riffing on all kinds of fun, like decadent food metaphors for a while.
Yeah, we were.
There might even
We
be some that we left on the cutting room floor, but I feel like for a while we were just doing like "You look so blank, you're a blank, blank, blank," for like different foods.
Yeah. And at first I was like, Jeremy, like we can't. Like we can, but like maybe that's too silly and that's too crazy. But then I think we sort of got attached to it and we're like, yeah, this has to
Well, it's the
this should be the
song is
lyrics.
so loud that it felt like the lyrics should also be loud and just
Yeah.
fucking stick in your brain and make you be like, "What the fuck did they just say?"
Yeah.
Um, and we love that. And also, I don't know, looking like a snack has become a thing in the lexicon recently, and we thought we'd kind of take that to its logical
We play
conclusion.
with snacks. That's really
um,
funny.
let me just open up the session here. Again, this is Reason if you're just joining us. Let's see what's going on here. So Take a Number is a lot more tracks. And Take a Number started as a beat I made with the producer Pasque. Shout out Pasque. He works with Amine a lot, and he's a wonderful dude. And whenever we can, we get together in LA and make beats. And, we made the beat started for this at Universal Music Studios in LA, where they have this beautiful Rhodes. And we were just goofing off on it and improvising ideas. And we had this really cool idea we came across when we cranked up the bass on the Rhodes. So I'm just gonna, again, bypass everything. This is the raw audio we got from that studio from the Rhodes. So already very gnarly, very messy, and you may be sensing a theme here, but again, my best friend, Polar Dual Pitch Shifter, came to the rescue here. Here, when we add this, so it goes crazy. I love that sound a lot. It was really exciting for me to find a bass sound that could replace the 808 and be
Shout out
like
Dunya too.
even more powerful and interesting. Yeah, shout out Dunya. This is her vocal, just like untuned, just like fire. Let's see what else is fun in this song. Feel free to, if there's a part of the song that you're curious about and want to ask in the comments, I'll look at whatever in here. Oh yeah, we can. So the O's that start it. I actually don't even remember. Was I singing this and I was like, Sam, sing this, or were you singing it? This business?
I don't remember. I have no recollection of that. That's so weird.
So yeah, that's Sam singing, and then we put it through Alter Boy, which is a great format shifter that gives things a really interesting
It's the best
sound.
I've ever sounded.
Stop. No, it's not. And then... Oh yeah, we forgot to have you sing a little bit, Sam.
Oh, you don't have to. I can, but carry on with your demonstration.
This was from Pasque, this really fun, crazy. And the chords are in this great Reason Radical Keys instrument. I believe, because I could kind of hear it. Yeah, we got some RC retro color on here. So and wow, I pulled out all my stops on this one. So on its own, it's like this. And then when you add the stuff, it's like this. Oh, shit, sorry. And by fast.
Someone asked if I understand sound engineering. Or is it like talking unknown language?
There it is with all the juicy stuff. See, it's a little wobbly, a little stereo. Yeah, let's take we had a few questions come up that we can talk about for a second here. Yeah, Sam, do you understand sound engineering, or is it like talking an unknown language for you?
What a great question. um, I I would say there are like certain basics, but no, for the most part, it's something I should probably learn. I understand some of what you're talking about, but it's honestly also tutorial for me, which is great.
Yeah, I would say that you know how to talk to me about what we're doing.
Yes. I've gotten better at articulating, I think, what I'm looking for. Or like any questions that I have.
But we're working on teaching you Ableton.
So
you should get Sage to teach you Ableton, Sam.
I know.
You should like
I know.
throw Sage a little money and have him teach you Ableton.
Seriously, I should.
Let's see. Is there anything else worth exploring? Sam, are there any elements you want to look at and take a number before we move on to Like You Do?
I was thinking about that. But no, I think you covered most of it. We can move on.
Yeah, cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, I think we can move on.
Cool. So yeah, let's talk about Like You Do. Like You Do came from you, Sam, if you want to kick it off.
Yeah, I think we were in the studio and we had just come off of Take a Number, I think, and we had been making a lot of sort of like darker, moodier stuff. And I was just like, I can't go there again today. I can't do that. I want something a little more upbeat and lighter, which is funny because Like You Do is kind of more upbeat, but it also has a sort of like, I guess more somber undercurrent in a way. But yeah, and then I think we came up with the chorus, like nothing new, playing your part like you do, right? And then I think we kind of
I remember you singing that melody and really loving it.
Yeah, play your part like you do. Here's to you, breaking my heart like you do. Yeah, and then I think we kind of like jumped off from there.
Yeah, I remember it was one of those things where often we'll be like singing something in the room and we will have a lyric that pops into our brains or that we just sing automatically, and then we'll have to be like, okay, but like, what does this mean? So I think we had the Like You Do, and I think it actually, if I remember right, it started with Light Up the Room Like You Do.
Oh,
I think or so. Something like that.
Wow.
Like that's just what you like subconsciously sang. And then we were like, what do we want this song to be about? And we were like, oh, like just someone lighting up the room. Are we just into someone? Like, what's the deal? Like, what is this song
about?
That's
way too happy for us, generally.
But it's also just like not that interesting. Like you got to find something when you're writing that you can get excited about and like have stuff to say about. And I think I forget exactly how we got there, but at a certain point we started thinking like playing your part like you do. And we got into this Breaking My Heart Like You Do, which felt really nice. and kind of ties into the album theme in a way that we didn't know at the time. Like the theme kind of came to us when we looked at our favorite songs and we're like, oh, something's happening
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But the Like You Do, it became this really cool thing about seeing. It's kind of a different type of was it not concept,
Hmm.
but even with more clarity here. And it's not a moment to yourself where you get lost. It's a moment where you're kind of caught off guard and see someone again. And
Yeah.
you see all the things that once charmed you, and you're
Hmm.
now impervious to them, and you know better.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you remember why you liked them, right?
Yeah,
And why you wanted to be with them. But ultimately you're like, no, no
but
more.
there's less confusion than in Was It Not, you know?
Yes,
Like Was
for
It
sure.
Not, you're very like,
You're like, oh, I
do I feel
don't know where
anything
I am.
anymore? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know where you are. But the with Like You Do, it's way more kind of
Yeah.
clear that you're doing your thing again. I know how this
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good because we don't always do, like I said, like we don't always do like major songs well.
No,
Songs in major keys.
songs in
But
major are very rare for us.
yeah.
Music theory nerds, I believe there are literally like two. Um, I think it's what is the I Want You was our first song in major from Act One. I don't know if there's a song in major on Unusual. Um,
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know.
Sideways?
Sideways isn't in
We're
major.
always looking at sideways. God,
That's minor.
still feels sort of happy.
Yeah,
I guess you're
that's
right.
why we like to write in minors because it can be happy or sad,
I guess
whereas
we don't have anything in major.
major can only be one thing.
I have to like look up that album.
Um,
That's so funny.
Actually, is Like You Do major?
Yeah, maybe not.
It
I don't even know.
might be in
I don't know
minor.
our music.
It might be in minor. I'm not sure. I'm
No.
trying to see if I
Yeah, I'm
can.
actually not
I
really
don't know.
sure.
Sorry, guys. I might figure it out. I might not. But
I'm so glad you like sideways though.
let's get the um.
Oh, Jeremy asked why I would learn Ableton instead of Reason.
Ableton's a little more like catch-all. A lot more people use it. Reason's my
Jeremy's a rare
particular.
bird.
I'm a rarity. But Sam, I would love for her to learn Reason too. I think I forget why, but you have Ableton, so that's the one to figure out.
I know. That's
Um,
true.
let's open up the session for Like You Do, shall we? It's fun. I thought this hour was gonna be like an hour, but it's really flying by. Oh, and we're gonna try to see if we can get Steve to join us to talk about Eat You Alive. I'm gonna text him right now. Good night, Simone. Sorry it's 1 a.m. wherever in the world you are. Thanks for hanging out with us late night. It's my favorite time. What are your inspirations? Sorry, Barkin, you've been asking this a lot. I'm really into the Lapsley record right now. I think when we started out, big inspirations were like Lord and James Blake and Aluna George and
I was just gonna say, Disclosure with
kind
like
of, but
Lapse in
we
particular.
never we loved that song, but we've got somehow stuff in the new music, but
Hmm. And
um,
also like old jazz too, like classic jazz,
yes, Ella
especially.
Fitzgerald was always a touchstone. Early on, we were
Yeah,
saying we were Ella Fitzgerald meets Drake.
which we meant sonically, not legends to live up to. Important to clarify.
So let's look at Like You Do. The main instrument I have playfully apparently called Tasty Marimba. It's an omnisphere patch. Um, I recorded it at this pitch. There's that crazy phasey thing that happens at the end of it, which I think is really cool. And then at the beginning of the song, I've also put wow control on this. So this is a plugin by Good Hertz that is just great for stereo and weird effects. Dun, 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 dun. I think it is major. Anybody in the chat want to let us know if we're wrong?
Yes, clearly you don't know what we're talking about. Their own music is
I've
great.
just got to look at it and...
It's rare that you don't know, Jeremy. Usually you're on that.
Yeah, it's major. E flat major.
Amazing. See?
But sometimes I'll use Polar to pitch stuff down, and other times I'll pitch it down within Reason just by like selecting the audio and going here and transposing it. And that's what I did here. So the beginning of the song is that same riff, but pitched down.
You always know the chord changes. You always end up where the big stages. You always end up in my good graces, lighting up the room like you always do.
This is fun to dive into. I haven't opened this session in a while. So then we've got this cool, I basically, again, that same starting sample, that same thing, we've now reversed here. And you can hear that. I love that. I'm really into like finding a main idea and then just like doing as much as possible to it, to mine it for as much creative stuff as we can. So again, in context.
Lighting up the room like you always do. A precious view, who don't fall for you. Hanging by a thread when you turn to me. Slightly tilt your head like you learned from me.
And now in that last section, we of course have got to check in with that bass instrument that I love a lot, and I'm kind of curious what it is. Let's see. Wow. So guys, this is the same sub from Was It Not, but processed differently. So it's like a reverb on it. What did I do? Oh, because it's two subs. So the sub from Was It Not is under there giving us our bottom. And then I added this sub, which is a patch that I made literally years ago when I was trying to emulate the bass sound in Haunting by Beyonce. And yeah, it was right when Beyonce came out. And it is a sample of a double bass. Let me actually, this will be fun to break down, I think, if I can manage it. There's so much to bypass. Is there like a quick way for me to bypass this shit? Yes, bypass all effects. Okay, so on its own. So kind of like a basic string bass type thing. But then we add distortion.
I like that.
You like it like that, but wait till you hear it when I've added. We've got this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got this Scream 4 distortion that we added. We filtered out some of the top frequencies to make it a real proper bass sound. We compress it. We add some reverb. We do a transient shaper, which for those of you who don't know, I actually really recommend this transient shaper. I think it's pretty cheap. It's by Kilohertz. There's so many kilohertz. And you can turn up the attack of a sound and bring down the. So let me just, I'll do these one by one because this is fun. So if we add the distortion on. And then we add the filter on. Now it's a little more of a bass sound. Add the reverb in. And we'll add the transient shaper last. And then when you add that to the sub, you have this nice gritty top and a deep bottom. Big session. Sorry about that little bit of lag there, guys. I'm gonna check in. Yeah, the Beyonce song that inspired me was Haunting. Just looking through this concept a bit. Yeah, it's crazy. I wouldn't have realized it either that it's the sub from Was It Not, but it's because it's buried within that other sound. They're layered together. A lot of the times you can make new sounds by layering stuff. You think it's like, what patch is that? And it's actually like 2 patches or 3 patches. Renegade, we love hip hop a lot. It's probably my favorite genre, and it's probably what I listen to most. I actually forgot how much good shit there is in this session. There's a percussion loop happening in this section that I really like. So where that came from is it's the thing I've started doing recently, where if I make a song with a drum pattern that we don't end up using, I will bounce just that drum pattern and save it, and then try to use it in a new context. So this has been like pitched down and way sped up from what it once was, but now so let's see if I can build this up for you guys. The loop gives us this, it makes it all feel a little realer. Got one more thing I'm gonna look at, I think. I'm trying to get hold of Steve, but he's not responding. Sam, do you want to try?
Steve too.
Yeah, maybe give him a call.
Seriously? Can I do that on my?
Oh no, you can't. You can't do that. I can do that. Let me try doing that.
How can you do that?
What do you mean?
From your because I'm on my phone literally.
You're literally on your phone. I'm literally not.
My Wi-Fi is messed up. Wow, Jeremy legit calling Steve.
We'll see if we get him. Steve just had a baby, so his time is not his own. So this instrument, hopefully that just like buzzes him.
Steve.
Wow. I didn't remember that I did this. This is crazy.
Did you tell him about this before right now?
Yeah. But I was just like, maybe we'll grab you if you're free. And he was like, I should be. So, I don't know.
Him.
Oh no, we lost. Sorry, folks. Hold on. I wasn't playing that for anybody but myself. We're still here. We're still here. Here comes Reason coming back.
Bye,
Sorry
Jessica.
about that. Bye, Jessica. It's been great hanging. So, just in looking through this, I recognize, so there's this instrument that happens that goes like this. And you might think, oh, that's a synth or something. That is Sam's vocal.
What?
So,
See, I didn't even know this.
yeah, I mean, I just remembered it. So I took the it's that, but it's way pitched up. She's saying "do," and we've pitched it. we've pitched it up and turned it up, and then I'm running it through Decimort, which is something I love a lot, and is a really cool filtering thing. So you can actually, I think you'll be able to watch this kind of open up and hear the effect it makes. And then in full context,
Lighting up the room like you always do. I was 22 when I fell for you. Never really felt like you fell for me. I'll give you a smile, that's all you need.
we've got Steve, I think. Perfect timing. Let me just... Hey, Steve, what's up? Can we send you a link to join us on this live stream? No, it's all good, man. I'm gonna send you a link, and you should just be able to click it and join us.
This is truly live theater right now.
It's live, y'all. It's very, very live. So that was a look inside Like You Do. This session is a big session, and live streaming is a lot. So I hope that wasn't too disturbing to hear that kind of glitch out at the end there.
I did not give consent for that sound, clearly.
What? Did somebody ask? That's funny.
Yeah, Julie asked if I give consent for that sound. No, I want my...
Let's look at some questions. Sam, do you want to go through some questions while I get Steve?
Sure. Yeah. The hardest song for me to perform, I think someone asked, MJ asked me that. The most difficult song to perform. Gosh, I feel like sometimes different songs challenge me on different days. I feel like from our last tour, Than Usual, I feel like Wish You Would was one of the hardest to learn. There were like so many, it was pretty like fast paced for us. And there was like a lot of.
Well, Wish You Would, we do a
like
annoying lyric trick.
Yeah, like it took me forever to memorize. It was like really annoying, actually. Like, oh my God. And like every time it would come up in the set, I was like, here we go.
We're waiting on Steve. Are there other questions? Let's see.
Will the EP be on vinyl?
Honestly, probably not.
I don't think
Especially, so. Right now, vinyl is...
I would love that, though.
I know. It was just a whole thing to make in the pandemic, and I don't know what vinyl factories are doing right now and what the deal is, and shipping's weird.
Cool,
and,
though.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really hoping we could get Steve. This would be so exciting.
You guys probably did a better job singing it live than I did.
How long does it usually take to figure out the track list order song transitions? Usually the way... Oh, yes, Steve's here. Usually the way this process works... check this out. Ah!
Oh my God!
What's up?
What? Steve!
Wow. So we're all live streaming at once
Uh-huh.
on YouTube.
Wow.
It's funny because you literally called me while I was recording that thing. So on the video, I'm like holding up my phone because it says call from Jeremy. He's like, what could be more important right now, man? We lost track of
Like right
time.
now, Steve.
That's
Steve,
so
thanks for
funny.
joining.
You are welcome.
Guys, Steve just had a baby, so any bit of his time is a real treat for us to get. Her name's Quinn, and she's wonderful. We got
You
some
look
excited
fresh,
people in the
Steve.
comments.
I shaved today.
Did you get some rest? Have you been sleeping all right?
I have been sleeping. Sarah's mom is awesome, and so she comes over in the mornings to take the early shift so I can sleep.
Wow.
It's just,
That is a gem.
yeah.
Gem
So
of a
her
human.
mom isn't like going out anywhere else, so she's basically like quarantining herself. So we've just kind of joined our household. So none of us are going out and seeing anybody but each other. So
That's rad.
That's a good way to do it.
yeah.
I was just finishing up a question for someone in the comments here about track list order. We usually pick our favorite songs and then kind of zero in and look at the best way to arrange them. And that part usually doesn't take that long. The part that takes a while is figuring out what songs make the record. Once we know what we're putting out, so usually kind of more of just like, okay, well, what's the best way to arrange them? And that happens a little more quickly. So let's talk about someone in the comments wants you to do the Love You dance, Steve.
Oh my god.
That's all I got for now.
We love it. We love it.
Dude.
Let's talk a little bit about Eat You Alive. So Eat You Alive started when Steve sent me a big pack of sax loops and one shots and sounds. And we really, like, I think this is even pretty, we might have slightly tweaked the tempo, but I think it's pretty close to the tempo that you sent it at.
I don't remember what tempo I sent it at, so let's it feels right. You know, like,
It feels right. There's not a way and reason to see if I've stretched something, just if I've pitched it.
But like, I've sent you stuff before, Jeremy, and you've kind of like taken it and chopped it up. So in other instances, it's interesting to then play back what you've taken and chopped up, because it doesn't always feel this, you know.
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, oh yeah, I played this, because it was like, you know, a couple of months after I recorded it and just forgot about it, and it's like, oh yeah, this feels really good. That's why I recorded it. It was just a very smooth flowing sax work.
Yeah.
You didn't pitch shift it or anything.
I just pitched it down an octave.
Yeah, which I can't do. So parallel, but yeah.
So I've just got a quick question. What are my favorite VST plugins? I love Sausage Fattener. I use it on a lot of stuff. Reason is now available as a VST plugin for other DAWs, which I recommend people try out. You can use a lot of the cool Reason instruments. Yeah, I love Good Hertz. Wow. I use it to slightly widen things for stereo effects. And I love Decimort for filtering. What'd you say, Steve?
I like WoW also. It's fun.
Decimort is great for if you want to like filter something, but you want it to be louder and have more presence. It filters by bitrate reduction, which I don't totally understand the audio science of, but it sounds really cool.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
I think I use it on the... Yep, I use it on the sax in this song, so when I pull up the session, we'll be able to look at it. Oh man, is there a way to all be here and look at the session? I might have to kick Sam off. Let me see if there's...
Whoa, man. Wow.
just for a moment. I'm not sure if there's a 4-prong streaming thing.
I see who's more important. Cool.
Well, Steve's a guest right now. You've been here, and I'm sorry. We can switch you out like halfway through or something.
That's
Let's see.
fine.
This is gonna
Do
be a
your
lot,
thing.
but I'm excited. We'll see how this works. Steve, this has been the craziest part for me to work out of all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what the experience will be like for you. But here we go. My computer is going to be like so exhausted after this.
It's gonna be a nice long rest.
So,
Take a nice soak in a bath.
Here's the reason session. So, Steve's original line that he sent me is this guy. And then, of course, I pitched it down, just using reason pitch shifting, and I'll give it to you without the decimort first. Man, I love how that sounds. It got so fat and juicy when we pitched it down. But Steve, I can show you and everybody else this. So this is the decimort doing stuff to that. You can watch the knob.
I've been looking on, I've been biding my time. You've been looking strong with a glint in your eye. Everybody knows if I'm giving a night, I might eat you alive, I might eat you alive, yeah. Now it's midnight when we talk too late, and it feels like fate. I get stage fright.
So that's a look at the sax processing. See if there's anything else fun to look at in this session. We recorded the solo at the studio, and it was really fun and easy.
Wasn't Billy there, or Matt, or somebody?
I think Matt might have been there at the end. That would track. What else is fun in here? I mean, I love these prophet stabs a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But
was the delay on the prophet, or was it after effect?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I think it is an after effect. Yes, it is. My old friend Echo Boy. I use Echo Boy as my go-to delay. It's the one I know how to use. But what we're talking about, folks, is this.
You've been looking strong with a glint. I've been looking on, I've been biding my time. You've been looking strong with a glint in your eye. Everybody knows.
I love that glitch guy. Someone asked if I add automation glitch later on or do I do it as I go, and I'd say both. I usually, if I can get an idea out quick while I'm working, I'll make it happen because often it'll inspire me and Sam. But sometimes I just know what I'm gonna do and I know it takes longer, and I'll wait until after we're done the session to get into it. And
do you
like
make a physical note, or do you make like a momentum note? You write it
Oh,
down?
just a brain note. Every now and then I'll write down a note, but usually I'd say 9 times out of 10 when I write down a note for myself about like a production thing to do later, I remember it because I wrote it down.
Right.
Usually when I need to remember notes, it's usually when I'm like mixing or like almost done something and just like listening through it over and over again and need to like not lose things because I come across something else and something else and something else. I'm trying to... Yeah, so this has been fun pulling up these sessions for people, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else worth kind of showing folks that's easy enough to show folks.
I don't remember. Was the solo just one straight take?
No, we comped it. We comped the shit for sure.
Well, I mean, I know like we did a bunch of takes, but I don't remember like how much of it was from one particular take or from several.
I guess I can show my favorite plugin, Polar, just yet again being used on for people who have been watching this. They have seen the Polar effect on literally every song. It's just such a good pitch engine. It's a really smooth pitch engine. So let me bypass the effects on the solo and then I'll bring stuff in. So pretty simple. Now let me just did I do anything with this EQ? Is it just basic stuff? Whoa. I don't think people can see the EQ, which is annoying. Can you see this, or is it being weird? I don't think.
It's just on Polar right now.
Yeah.
A little bit, but...
No, I can't open the VSTs in the view I've got streaming. It's okay.
Because I can see a preview window.
Yeah. So let me bypass all the other business, and we'll just add Polar. Ooh. So this is just adding a sax below him to play with him. I'll bring in some more stuff. Sausage fattener just makes it thicker. That ends crazy. So that's good hertz trem control and a reverb swell. You can see see if we can see the automation in any real way here for people. I don't know. People are interested in this. Yeah. So and now in full context. I've been biding my time. You've been looking strong with a glint in your eye. Everybody knows if I'm giving a night, I might eat you alive. I might eat you alive, yeah. Oh, we just got a question about the part with Sam and Steve going back and forth. That was made together in the studio, right? I think we talked that through.
Yeah, that was the trickiest bit because you had already recorded Sam's part. It wasn't like a back and forth live between the two of us. Sam's part was already recorded, but you had the idea that it was going to be a back and forth.
Sam, you're back. Come join us.
Come join us. Your camera's sideways, I think.
Where's Sam? Yeah.
There you are.
Hi. Wow. So good to see your faces. That was riveting.
Oh, yeah. How much of that did you follow?
I was listening. I just thought I'd charge my phone while you guys were noodling. I got some of it, Made myself busy.
Yeah, they were asking about the back and forth duet part.
I honestly don't remember. I was listening to what you guys said.
Yeah, so from what I recall, it was already recorded. Sam's part was already recorded.
Yeah, I don't think we did that live.
Thinking about how I was to respond, what my response would be to each of those phrases, right?
So we had already done this. So I said and you said, and there was space.
Yeah. And then you just had we had
right, and you tried stuff
one response on a loop, and I just put in different spots, and then you're like, oh wait, that one is really good for this section, and then we kind of picked apart. That one was the most cut and paste. You're just
yeah. Well, it's a funny thing to figure out, because we want to make it feel really organic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except the last one,
That's
like
so
leading
weird. I
into
don't
the
remember.
solo section, that was definitely like one massive take, and you're just like, all right, now just imagine you're on stage and you see all the like cheering fans in front of you, and you're just like gonna rip an awesome solo, go. And you just play. That's like the majority of what the recorded solo was. It's pretty
That's so
cool.
interesting. Yeah, I don't remember
I
that
don't. I
for sure.
can't. Part of for whatever reason, this doesn't matter at all, but it's fun to talk about. Um, Steve, we're getting some notes in the comments about people not hearing your voice well enough,
Oh
Can you turn
no.
up your volume a little?
or get
Well,
closer to your mic or something.
is it this microphone? Is this what you're picking up?
Yeah,
I don't. I
No.
think that's worse.
that was too close.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was this microphone. Here, is
Too
this better?
close, Steve.
So I'll show you. I'm using this microphone, which is for saxophone, because I was just recording saxophone, so it's not really a vocal mic. But you wanted me to like get on this thing, so it was like got on. So sorry about the poor audio quality from my voice. Hopefully it's
This is
better now.
sounding a
Sounds like
lot
I'm listening
better.
to a podcast.
Great. I just need to turn it up. I forgot because the saxophone is really loud. So you don't want it to be too loud when you're recording.
Coming
So
closer.
yes.
But yeah, yeah, it was fun to talk through and figure out that sax vocal dialogue section. It was nice to. I feel like we do a lot of stuff with sax, obviously, but it felt like a new thing, which is always fun to discover.
We haven't really done any call and responses. It was always just like, all right, Steve, play solo. I'm like, okay.
Did we do? But we started doing our call and response solos at the end of Got It.
Yeah,
which
that
maybe
was live,
kind of
just
inspired.
Like, yeah, which is great. It's such a fun thing to do, and we've played Eat You Alive live before. We haven't really.
Steve, your mic sounds so good now.
Okay, great.
It sounds so good. You
just
sound like way better than us.
Well, I'm using a really nice microphone. It's just turned down way too low before.
You just got the Frank Sinatra ribbon mic going on.
But yeah, we haven't like after we play a song live for a really long time, that's when we start to like mess around with it. You know, like we played Got It for years before we started doing this back and forth thing because you were nervous, you wanted to get it right, all this. But we haven't had that with Eat You Alive yet, so I'm kind of curious, like, how that's gonna. But the other interesting thing is, because you've recorded my part already an octave below, it's not a live octave effect.
Right.
So like, I don't really have the freedom to mess around with it because of that, which I'm not upset about. But it might be interesting to figure out a way if we can get that effect on my saxophone live.
That would definitely be sick.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It would have to be on either my end or Matt's end or whoever's doing our sound, like to be able to trigger. Because like Matt would be able to do it if he had the proper plugin on the board and was able to just like live mix it in.
Yeah, UAD could be or something on the board. We got a question about coming to India. We've never been, and that would be super cool. But we don't have plans to go to anywhere right now because of the state of the world, unfortunately. Steve, since you were already doing this, could I impose on you for a bit of sax before we bid you adieu and finish our little live stream?
Yeah, what do you want?
Turn my volume down.
I'll turn my mic down, don't worry. But what do you want me to do?
What do you think, Sam? Should you play us an existing song? Should he just like jam for a little bit?
Oh, Steve, the options are endless. What do the people want to hear? Sorry, my internet's being it's like stopped working again, so I can't see the comments. So it's so sad. Everything is so sad. Steve, do you remember the time at Coachella? No, Lollapalooza, when I was like, everything has failed. Steve saved the show.
It happened twice. It literally happened twice. Yeah, Lollapalooza was the first one. Jeremy had an interface with like an on-off switch, and you know how he like gets really excited when he's hitting stuff. He accidentally like switched it off, but like didn't realize he did. So it was like a 5-10 minute like. This was early on in our career too, so like it's fine that it happened, but it was just like, Steve, do something.
Yeah, I was literally like, please, dear God, get on stage.
I'm pretty sure that's when I played Happy Birthday. I like was trying to get you to sing Happy Birthday, but
Yeah.
you just told me to do it instead.
I was just like,
I can do it. That's fine.
I was like, no, the people want sax.
And then Coachella was just so freaking hot. Like Jeremy's computer
was.
literally fried and just went down. And it's like, well, this thing is still working.
Yeah, horrible.
It's something
Steve
else.
saved the show.
Do what I
Thank
can.
you, Steve.
I'm a professional.
So I've switched us to a Steve-centric view for a bit of a sax solo.
What do you want?
Someone said, "Can we get a sexy sax vibe, Steve?" And other people have said to jam on "Eat You Alive."
How do I?
It's a long game. Wow, we're really putting you on the
Just
spot.
play, man. Just play.
Just play.
Play.
Alright. I'm gonna turn my mic down just so I don't destroy you. If
Yeah.
you're freaking out, just yell at me and I'll turn it down some more. That was kind of like Eat You Alive-y. I was channeling Eat You Alive in that one.
Someone had a request that got me kind of excited, which was for the solo from "Oh Yeah, I Love You."
Okay, let me remember that one.
I don't remember it, so that's why I was like, "That sounds great."
All right. I'm gonna channel that one. It might not be exactly it, but we'll do it live. Whatever, man.
My internet is so bright.
No one cares, Sam. Sorry.
Oh, I can't see anything. Steve.
Right.
I miss you so much.
I think I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded great.
I'm pretty sure I started in the wrong key, which threw me off like a lot. But I went with it.
It's lower.
Yeah, it is lower.
Yeah.
It's lower, but then goes to the key that sort of. Yeah. It's like the same thing. I just modulated it.
This is fun.
It's been so long since we played that song, man.
Steve, give us some got it. Give us some got it.
All right.
Oh man. Woo! Gee.
All right.
Yeah.
Last but not
Amazing
least,
time.
especially because I want to try this and see how laggy it is.
Yeah.
Let's get one time and Sam see if you can sing with it.
Well, how do we know if it's gonna be in time?
All
All
right,
right,
ready?
certainly try.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're gonna just clap on 1 when that happens. All right, and we'll see like
Seriously?
what the lag's like. Yeah, this is just test.
Okay.
Test. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's close enough that I think just try
What?
Steve, just play the riff and Sam
Yeah.
sing along for a little. We'll do this for like 10, 15 seconds, and then we'll say
Yeah.
goodbye to Steve and talk about No One Knows and finish this up.
Okay, my AirPods are dying. Everything's dying right now.
Everything dying.
Everything is breaking. Okay.
Don't be so dramatic, Sam. You're dropping me. All right.
Yeah. I'm losing it. Okay. It's gonna be so delayed. Oh, here we go. You know you got that thing that makes the girls all swing. You know exactly what you do. You right there, hit and run. It's all for fun. You say I'm the one for you.
It was laggy for me.
I mean,
It's like-
it
It
was
looks
it
so
was
laggy.
laggy, but it worked. Like from me listening as a third party, like it was definitely very behind the beat, but it was
Yeah.
pleasant. It was pleasant to listen to, and it made
Yeah.
sense.
So
So
I heard
bravo.
Sam was
I
like 2
did it.
beats behind me, 2 full beats behind me. I don't know how.
Yeah, like definitely.
Yeah. But I think
Did it move you?
we got some positive feedback in the stream.
That's
like
good.
I
That's good.
think
I still can't see it.
I think it
Okay.
worked well. There'll be a recording of
Contact.
this after, Sam. You can
Alright.
consult.
I'm trying to contact my family to use their phone as a hotspot, but I realize I can't text them from my computer or my phone because it logs me out.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well,
That
that
was
was
fun.
very fun, guys.
I'd love to perform like a live stream. We have to figure out this lag situation.
There isn't a solution.
Wow.
No,
that's
the only
horrible.
thing I've heard of that's
We're
close,
just
I
not
haven't done
able
too much
to
research into it.
instantaneously do it.
There is, I believe, some type of interface specifically designed for this. But I did this research a while ago when I was trying to think of ways to do like improv jam sessions with people across the country. But pretty sure it's a very specific audio interface that also has a internet connection, and you have to be like plugged into the Ethernet, and it's like a whole
And all three of us would need to own one of those.
exactly.
Gotcha.
So it's possible.
That seems like a high
I don't.
barrier.
But again, this is like
for
2 years
no
ago, so I
lag.
don't even know if there's something else in the market or if it just like fell flat because it didn't work really well. But
We'll have
Peop-
to figure something out.
People are doing it when they're in the same place.
that's a lot easier. That's way easier.
Unrealistic for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Impossible,
Oh,
one might
yeah.
even say.
Except I don't think this. My mom just came to the rescue, but actually I don't think that this is gonna work
Oh,
because I tried it before and it's not gonna work.
Tell your
But
mom
I'll
I say
try.
hi.
Thank you. I will. She just left. Parents to the rescue when you're at home
Uh-huh.
forever. It seems like eternally, eternally in quarantine. Anyway.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I am in New York. Sam is at the house she grew up in Philly, in her childhood green bedroom. Steve is also in Philly with his baby of the Philly suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in the house that I grew up in as a little kid,
Wow, yeah.
My studio is my old bedroom. Fun
Steve
fact.
and I are actually not far apart
It's
geographically
true, but
at the moment.
stay away.
But what?
Stay away.
I don't want to be coming over to you. No, I would love to. We should take a walk. Why don't we take a walk together?
You can take a walk.
This live stream is digressing.
You could just jam together outdoors, like 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll stand on my porch. You stand on the sidewalk, and we'll serenade my neighborhood.
Yeah,
Um,
I would seriously love that. I would love to take a walk. I'm dying to see people, and obviously it's been challenging, so, and not allowed.
Yeah.
But we can walk 6 feet apart. I'd love that.
Sam, we should
Yeah.
finish this up and do a little Eat You Alive, but this was fun to jam and hang out with you, Steve. Sorry,
No
one knows.
Okay,
No one
I was
knows.
like, are we
Yes,
doing it
no one
again?
knows.
No one
No one
knows.
knows. No one knows. No one knows.
No one knows what you're talking about. Sorry.
Oh my god.
This
so
is so
funny.
much fun. I really enjoyed this. It's great seeing your lovely faces.
Yeah,
Steve.
it's really fun to be able to all do this. Maybe we'll do it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
And thanks to all the
Maybe-
questions. I really liked answering them.
Maybe
And
my
thank
internet
y'all.
will be working next time.
Yeah, Sam, by the way, is
Oh
on
my
her
God,
phone. What are you
Oh
doing?
boy. Oh boy.
Trying to find
Get that out of
the
here.
lesson for the question. I have like 2 screens going on. It's so bad.
What are you doing? What are you
Okay.
doing?
Let's bring some order to the chaos. Steve, we love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Steve, love you so much.
Love y'all.
Mwah, mwah. See you soon.
And like that, he's gone.
Okay. I'm trying to catch up. Now I have 2 computers going.
2 computers.
See the questions now.
You're not on your phone anymore?
No, I am, but I have no internet, so I can't see the questions unless I have another
Right.
computer screen up. So, this is hysterical. I'm losing it. I'm losing my edge.
All right. So yeah, we've reached the end of the EP after an extended Eat You Alive break hang with Steve. The EP ends with No One Knows. One of our
sad little gem.
Yeah. Sorry, one more question just came in. Our tour is postponed as of now. We already have some new dates set up, and we'll announce them as soon as we can. And all your tickets are still valid, so just hang on to your tickets. We can't wait to see you, and we will all dance when this is over. So yeah, let's talk about No One Knows. Sam, do you want to start, and then I'll tell the long story?
About No One Knows? I feel
Yeah.
like you should start off with this one, though.
Well, I'm just gonna. It'll be a lot of me talking, so I figure.
Well, I would say that this song, I think sonically was definitely a new thing for us. I think we'd been sort of wanting to make something like this, sort of reminiscent of like a 90s R&B jam.
Ryan McKnight.
Yeah, some stuff we loved. Yeah, it definitely, like, I know you have sort of like a whole story to tell on your end, but it's definitely one of the more emotional ones for me too. We were sort of like talking about this earlier, but like even when it's not like the most personal anecdote for either one of us, I think even to like perform it, you have to sort of adopt it as your own. And it's definitely one of my favorites on the record. Something I was really looking forward to performing live, and
You still are. We will.
no, I know. It's just a bummer that everything's canceled, but yeah,
Postponed.
it definitely, yes. You're right. But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, so it's one of my favorites, and I'm really happy that this made it on the EP.
Yeah, and I'll just say, someone asked us to do a high five. So it would be like this. Can you see this, Sam? You wanna?
Yeah, am I moving?
You gotta go the other way.
Shoot, other.
Yeah,
Wait,
there
what?
it is. Yeah,
Wait,
there you go.
this way?
Bam. So just.
Do we do it?
Can
No,
you-
it has to be this way. There we go. Wait, why can I not do this?
Don't you
Why is
like?
the screen this way?
So you're gonna
That
want
way?
to go to your right. You're gonna
Yeah.
high five me like I'm to your right. See that? But give a little
Yeah.
wind up so people can see it. Do you see the split screen that's happening?
I
There we
do.
go.
Okay, got it.
Ready?
Yeah, go.
Eh.
That is
All right,
insane.
guys. Sorry if that was a little sloppy. It's a confusing thing. So no one knows. As soon as I came in with the chords, which I'll play when we go through it all, I'd been listening to a lot of Brian McKnight, specifically Anytime, and I wanted to write a vibe like that. And when Sam and I started throwing melodies around for it, it became clear to me that it should be about me and my girlfriend Haley. So I've been with my girlfriend for like 4 years now. But when we just started to see each other, she had gotten out of a really long relationship, a 5-year.
You all right?
Yeah, I've just been
Make you
talking
emotional.
for like an hour with no water.
Oh my god. We're almost done. Get some water.
Literally choked up, but actually not emotionally choked up. Um,
So you and Haley've been together for
yes.
5 years.
We have
Sorry.
not.
For 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she was coming out of a really long relationship, and she had just ended a 5-year relationship. And we started to see each other like 4 or 5 months later. And when I met her, it was like instant, and we both felt a really strong connection. But for her, there was this feeling that she had to explain to me, because of course the longest relationship I'd been in before was a year. But she was like, look, like this feels so amazing right now, but I've had something that I've been in love. I thought it was everything, and been in that for 5 years and watched it go away. So it's going to take time for me to trust this, and it's going to take time for me to believe in it, and it's a lot of time. And I think to really understand that and sympathize with her was what this song is about. It's about that kind of communication of that feeling, and it makes me cry and it makes her cry, and it's the first Marian Hill song that's done that, and I love it. And now let's take a little peek at the session. So I'll start with the loop at the beginning here, and then I want to unpack the bridge, which is just a really beautiful section. But these are the chords that, if you know the song, you know, of course. And I'm gonna, again, like we've been doing, give it to you first without the processing, and then show all the stuff I added. So this instrument is called Radical Keys. It's again in Reason. It's like the piano one. And again, similar settings, turning way up on the key mechanics here. And let's just bypass this other stuff. So we've got, so on its own, it's like this. And then we added some reverb on there. And then for this beginning moment, I wanted there to be some really interesting textural things going on. So I used this thing called Transgate. which makes a crazy pattern happen, and you can actually kind of watch the wheel go around here. You can see it, and the lit up parts are where you'll hear the note, and the dark parts are where it'll cut out. And I have it kind of phasing in, so at the beginning it's not there, and then it spikes at the end, and you can hear it. So you hear that shaky at the end. And now we'll hear it all together. Where's Sam's vocal? Let me unmute that. Where is Sam's vocal? Keep your sessions clean, folks. Don't be like me. Where is the... There it is.
I hold these moments in my mind. Keep thinking you will do it right. No, I don't always let you in, but you keep trying. Pulling my heart out like you got the key. I've never known it to be that easy. Below the surface, I get nervous. I just want to let you know things get weird here, and no one knows go. And I don't wanna leave, no, but I don't wanna leave. And we can't know where this will go. So
A fun little treat here, and I've been using this sample in lots of other places, but you may have noticed, and no one knows, you can hear me going so it sounds like that, and all in.
and we could go, and I don't wanna leave, no, but I don't wanna lead you on. We can take it day by day, and we can't know where this will go.
So yeah, the main section I would love to look at with you guys is the bridge, because this was really fun. We take vocals, from important vocals from the song, and they all kind of get their moment. And I'm gonna try to it's hard. Sorry guys, I know it's annoying to have the stage 10 icon in front of Sam's face, but it's also tough to see what's going on, so I'm gonna put her up there again, but just briefly.
If I must.
And then so in the bridge I'll just go through each of these elements that we add. So it starts with Will I Know Your Name? And then I Hold This Moment in My Mind, which is the start of the song. Where does that lyric come, actually? I don't remember. But it's an important lyric.
Will I know your name?
I hold these moments in my mind.
At the end of the chorus.
So it's... No, I'm saying the moments in my mind. Is that the start of the second verse? Or the beginning?
It's the first. It's the beginning of the song.
It's the beginning of the song. Cool. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then I hold this moment in my mind. I just run the mine out. Moments in my mind. And you can see down here we've got like panning automation moving around. Then we add Pulling My Heart Out, and that does like a faster stutter. And then, of course, the title lyric, No One Knows, comes in at the end. And if you're noticing, all of these have this decimort guy on them, which looks like this. And it's another plugin I've been talking about quite a lot. And it gives that really cool filtered distant effect. Now to keep building the bridge, so that's the foundation, is those vocal elements. But one of my favorite things is these, well, I'll bring it in first so you can, because it's really cool. So this are these really cool tappy hats. I think I saved from somewhere, but you get, and they also have the decimort on them. Now we'll add, so I took the main riff, the main piano line, and again, like, I just love taking the existing thing and just twisting it around and seeing if we can find something new. So that's what we have here, is the main keys, but reversed. It's so pretty. Octave lower comes in here.
Surface, I get nervous. I just want to let you know things are weird then disappear, and no one knows where we could go, and I don't wanna leave, no.
All right, I'm gonna show one more thing, which took a long ass time to figure out. I'm gonna try to find it. But there's this pitch thing that happens that I love. Oh man, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm just talking it up and not gonna be able to find it. How are you doing, Sam? Is everything okay? You dropped off for a second.
I was just trying to like charge my phone because this went a lot longer than I thought it would. And I have to charge my AirPods. Is there a delay if I don't use them?
It's not a delay, it's just that we get a lot of feedback from my voice. Because my voice gets recorded on your mic and gets live streamed.
Right, okay.
I wish I could. Okay. Come on, Jeremy. What are you looking for? Give these people something to hear. I might just have to give up on this, because I don't know where it is. Cool. So let's look at some last questions, and I'll bring up the outro to show people, and we can call it.
Someone asked how many takes it takes me generally. It kind of depends on the song. Sometimes I can do it in one, but sometimes I need a few just to like get into character. You know, depending on like what the song is, because obviously like Eat You Alive is very different from No One Knows and Was It Not, so they also demand their own performance. And yeah, sometimes it takes more than one, but it kind of depends on what it is.
Did we have I don't think we had a teacher named Mr. Grassman. Did you have a teacher named Mr. Grassman, Sam?
No.
Sorry, whoever asked. That's a no from us.
Oh, Marian Hill, Brazil, thanks for tuning in. Favorite vocal choice I made in the song, MJ? I think, honestly, like Pulling My Heart Out was like kind of tender.
Oh, yeah.
My heart out. I don't remember how many takes that took.
I don't think that many.
No.
If something is really taking too many, we'll often be like, is there like an issue with the writing? Like, because it should be really like easy and beautiful, and if it's not, it's usually there's some kind of issue going on.
Yeah.
That's just generally how we work.
Yeah.
So the last song on the EP, we just titled it Where We Could Go like 3 weeks before it came out when we were submitting it. And for a while it was just like the No One Knows outro. And I just made it on a whim one night because I was playing around and it felt beautiful, and then I sent it to Sam and she was like, I love it. And we'd never done an outro thing, and it kind of went from there.
Really interesting.
I've got the session right here. Let me. Man, they won't let me win. So I believe this is it. So it's pretty simple, but one of the big things is just pitching stuff down. So the original piano that I played, I believe, is right here. And again, this is a pitch down piano with Polar. The original is this. So that's the original that I just played. We took it down here. And you just get a different sound when you pitch a piano down as opposed to just playing it lower, because the piano goes this low, but it won't sound like this. And that's how the EP ends.
That's like so devastating. I love that outro. I had nothing to do with it. That was all you, and it's just so devastating.
Just a little piano playing. So it's been wonderful hanging out with you guys today. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and I think I need to go get some more water and want to let you guys go back to your days. This was really fun. Oh, what do you got?
No, Chris kept asking if I would sing "I Want You."
You gonna?
But I don't know what part of.
He wants the I want you.
I've been holding on too tight, but thought I'd be thinking I want you. Is that the part you're talking about?
I think it was. It sounded right to me. And also, yeah, we'll try to get these last questions. MJ asked about piano sounds. I came back around to piano because I figured out how to make piano sounds that I really like. I think finding like a lot of the things that I was showing you guys, like turning up pedal noise, pitching the piano down, finding really nice reverbs for it. I've been able to make piano sounds that I really enjoy, and like it's fun to play them and come up with ideas. Ricky the Autobot, we do have some upbeat dance music that we've been writing. There's a couple on the album playlists that are in that vibe. Maybe one of these times we can do a live and just play clips of unreleased shit. But this is, I think, going to live on YouTube, so I don't necessarily want to throw a new one on just yet. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with us today.
Let me try my things.
Our Was It Not EP is out everywhere right now. Please go check it out if you haven't already. We're on Instagram. We hang out on Sundays and do meet and greets. It's been lovely to see you all, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for all your questions too.
Signing off.
See you soon.